Obama administration, Nancy Pelosi.
There?
The members of the Maryland congressional delegation to Maryland state and elected officials, to the best possible vice president-elect anybody could ever hope for, Joe Biden, and to his even more wonderful wife, Jill Biden. To the people of Maryland and the people of America, thank you.
You're welcome!
So we began this train trip in Philadelphia earlier today, and it is fitting that we did so, because it was there that our American journey began. It was there that a group of farmers and lawyers, merchants and soldiers gathered to declare their independence and lay claim to a destiny that they were being denied. It was a risky thing, meeting as they did in that summer of 1776. There was no guarantee that their fragile experiment would find success. More than once in those early years did the odds seem insurmountable. More than once did ordinary men, fishermen, laborers, and craftsmen who called themselves an army face the prospects of defeat. And yet they were willing to put all they were and all they had on the line. Their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor for a set of ideals that continue to light the world. That we are all equal. That our rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness come not from our laws, but from our Maker. And that a government of, by, and for the people can certainly endure. It was these ideals that led us to declare independence and craft our Constitution, producing documents that were imperfect, but with the blood, sweat, and tears of future generations had within them, like our nation itself, a capacity to be made more perfect. After a few decades after the framers met in Philadelphia, our new union faced its first true test. The White House was in flames, and the British were advancing on Baltimore. That's when the fate of our nation fell to the troops at Fort McHenry. There were a varied lot, these troops: sailors, militiamen, even a runaway slave. But on one long and rainy night, they beat back the greatest navy that the world has ever known. And when that night was over, they raised a flag in triumph, inspiring an onlooker to compose a poem that became the Star-Spangled Banner. We are here today not simply to pay tribute to those patriots who founded our nation in Philadelphia or defended it in Baltimore, but to take up the cause for which they gave so much. The trials we face are very different now, but they're severe in their own right. Only a handful of times in our history has a generation been confronted with challenges so vast. An economy that's faltering, 2 wars, one that needs to be ended responsibly, one that needs to be waged wisely.
You see?
A planet that's warming, although you can't tell today, from our unsustainable dependence on oil.
There is no clean coal.
I love you back. And yet, while our problems may be new, what is required to overcome them is not new. What's required is the same perseverance and idealism that those first patriots displayed. What's required is a new Declaration of Independence. Not just in our nation,
I don't
but
think
in
they're
our
gonna
own
do
lives,
it.
in our own hearts, from ideology and small thinking, from prejudice and bigotry, from selfishness and narrow interest, an appeal not to our easy instincts, but to our better angels. That's the reason I launched my campaign for the presidency nearly 2 years ago. I did so in the belief that the most fundamental American idea, that a better life is in store for all those waiting to work for it, that ideal was slipping out of reach, that Washington was serving the interests of the few and not the many, that our politics had grown too small for the scale of the challenges we face. But I also believed in something else. Michelle believed in it, Joe believed in it, Jill believed in it. We believe that our future is our choice, and that if we could just recognize ourselves in one another and bring everybody together, Democrats, Republicans, independents, from the North, from the South, and East and West, black, white, Latino, Asian, Native American, gay, straight, disabled, not, then we would not only restore hope and opportunity in places that yearn for both, but maybe, just maybe, we might perfect our union in the process. This is what I believe, Baltimore, but you made this belief real. You proved once more that people who love this country can change it. As I prepare to leave for Washington on a trip that you made possible,